That's right. Okay.
Well,
Good luck.
we have news today that a woman named Mary Johnson defrauded. No, I'm sorry. I'm being told her name is Asha Farhan Hassan.
She wasn't Swedish.
She wasn't a Scandinavian. Asha Farhan Hassan, who's 28 years old, is the first person to face charges from the U.S. Attorney's Office in the ongoing investigation into autism providers. That's the latest healthcare fraud to prompt criminal charges. Last week, the U.S. Attorney's Office announced charges in connection with another plot to steal hundreds of thousands of taxpayer dollars from the Housing Stability Program that the prosecutors say was riddled with fraud. Now, Asha Farhan Hassan, 28, I think there has to be some due given this woman. I think she's the record holder right now. Isn't she in first place?
True champion.
Well, as a single individual, $14 million.
Yeah.
I think she's got to be in first place.
We would call her a master criminal.
She was really fraudy.
Well, let's
Holy
just have her
mackerel.
give that $14 million back.
Well, that's unlikely.
Oh, no.
To be clear, this is not an isolated scheme. From feeding our future to housing stabilization and now autism services, these massive fraud schemes form a web that has stolen billions of dollars in taxpayer money. Acting U.S. Attorney Joe Thompson said, each case we bring exposes another strand of this network. The challenge is immense, but our work continues. Here's one of the reasons the challenge is immense. Do you realize that Asha Farhan Hassan, at $14 million of fraud, is the first indictment in the autism fraud examination? She's the first.
Yep.
What in God's name is coming?
She was just corralling kids in saying, hey, say he or she is autistic.
Court filings from 2019 to late 2024 say that Hassan and her partners received more than $14 million in reimbursements from the Minnesota Department of Human Services, EIDBI program, and UCare insurance by submitting claims for autism services that were not provided. Prosecutors said she split the proceeds with her partners and sent hundreds of thousands of dollars abroad, including for real estate in Kenya. Her lawyer, John, and I are wrestling with his name, Ryan
Pacyga.
I'm going to go with Pacyga.
It is Pacyga.
Oh, yeah, Ryan's well known. Ryan Pacyga, yes.
I thought he was kind of comical.
Is he appointed or is he for hire?
No, she hired him.
How do you know him, Chris?
He's been doing ads for a million years in this market.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean...
That I've never heard.
Okay, sorry for pointing out something
No,
factual.
I'm
you
not.
have.
Would everybody settle down?
I'm doffing my hat.
We got enough on our plate here.
Wasn't hurtful.
And according to this Pacyga, Hassan started businesses with a genuine desire to serve her community.
This is the one where I LOL'd when I read it this morning.
But after some time, fraud began to happen.
It just
See,
crept
it just
in,
happened.
Joe.
It just happened.
It just
It does.
happened.
That's what happens sometimes.
Couldn't stop it.
We determined it was best to take responsibility early and work out an agreement with the U.S. Attorney's Office. Ms. Hassan is doing what she can to make it right. Well, I heard last night the Channel 5 reporter talking to Pacyga, and I'm sorry, I don't remember his name, but he said, will she be able to pay it back? And Pacyga just shook his head and said, nope.
I think that was that Eric Rasmussen?
Might have been. And then if it was Rasmussen, he said to Pacyga, well, was there ever any care for autism? And he said, maybe at the beginning.
Joe, my question is, his quote, she started the business with genuine desire, but then fraud happened. Did they call up Joe Thompson and say, look, Joe, can we have lunch? I've got something to tell you. Or did they find out about the investigation?
The latter. The investigation has begun its focus on looking at the autism program funding, and maybe up popped her name first because she's the record holder at $14 million.
Yeah. So it wasn't some kind of heartfelt admission.
I really would doubt that. In a statement, the Department of Human Services said the department opened its investigation into her business, which was called Smart Therapy, in August of last year, and stopped payments when law enforcement searched Smart Therapy in December of last year. The DHF's Officer Inspector General currently has...
Pause.
Oh, God, I got to pause.
What's your guess, GLers? What's your guess?
84 open cases on autism providers and 24 active payment withholds.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh. I don't know, man.
I have a
I
test
don't
for
know.
all of you. You only get one word.
F.
You
Yeah.
can't use that one.
Dang it.
Past tense.
You can't use that one. What one word would you use to describe? We've been onto this now for quite some time. I'm becoming increasingly convinced this is a planned part of the mystery to defraud us. What one word would you use? I'm going to start with Mr. John Haidt. He's a newsman.
Goodness.
And you only get one. What one word would you use to describe how you are reacting to the news of all this fraud?
Much like I'm reacting to a lot of news, resigned.
Resigned. All right. Ken Olson. He's our traffic guru, and he's a Rhodes Scholar. He's been around.
ROAD. Yeah.
That's like in Gravel Road.
That's what I meant. He's a gravel road scholar. One word from Kenny.
Indignant.
Indignant.
Yes.
Rook?
Indignant.
Here we go. I would say immense.
Immense.
Yes, very large.
You feel immense.
This is a large problem where we are going to have
You
to.
get one word.
It's
bro.
more than
Tackle.
one word.
Stop. Reavers?
Matthew.
I
It was the
got
only
it.
big word I could find in the
I got
computer
it.
here.
Yeah.
Screwed.
All right.
It's on so many levels. We're screwed.
You don't get more than one word.
But that's the word I would use.
That's fine.
What, okay, let's turn the tables. What's your word,
What's
Joe?
your word, Joe?
Betrayed.
That's a good one. That's good.
That's why you write. And I
I'd like to
don't.
change mine.
No, but think about it. It's comical. We work, we follow the law, we pay our taxes, we pay our bills, we put faith in the public class, we put faith in the governor, we put faith in the agency heads he hired, and then we put faith in the people those agency heads hired, and it's all been betrayed. I don't think it's too strong to say we have just, as a state, the taxpayers of this state have been absolutely betrayed. It is I got an email from, where is it? One guy wanted to know, could we take the $2 billion in fraud and not pay our taxes equal to $2 billion? Well, no, we probably won't be able to, but I understand what you're saying, buddy. It's an absolute betrayal of the public. There's no other way to look at it. This is getting worse by the minute. It's every agency, it's every corner of the Walz administration. There's been no checks on this whatsoever until it got so pronounced that it could no longer be avoided. And it doesn't make sense, given this extraordinary betrayal of Minnesota, that Walz would run again. So therefore, what is the reason he's running again? Would he avoid some complicity if he was holding office?
Oh.
Does he want to stay in power so he can keep an eye on the fraud? What possible reason could he give for running again when he has presided over the complete betrayal of this state?
In a word, narcissism.
I guess.
Tell me why. Tell me a different reason.
I just offered you my
I
two.
like your dark thinking there.
You mean because he would run because he's in a comfort zone and he...
No, that he thinks he's untouchable.
How can he be in a comfort zone?
Well, like like Kenny said, he's untouchable. He's not...
But what has happened to this state that it has allowed such a thorough betrayal of our goodwill and trust? What has happened? Not all Somalis appear in the news, but all Somalis who appear in the news are thieves.
You know,
What
we've
has
brought
happened?
numerous times over the years, last few years, we've brought it up, and I think Chris brought it up again yesterday. The Walz is doubling down on feeding kids. The deeper they get into the feeding our future fraud, the more he doubles down and brags about feeding our kids. What's the deal with that?
You know, this Hassan woman, according to the charging document, her scam ran like this. She would take some of her fraud money, and she would pay parents of kids to claim they were getting treatment from her outfit called Smart Therapy, which was a storefront somewhere. I don't know. It wasn't even a storefront. It was a suite. Suite 203, I don't know what office building. She recruited families in the Somali community to enroll in Smart Therapy even when their child did not have autism. To ramp up enrollment, Hassan and her partners gave monthly kickback payments to parents ranging from $300 to $1,500 to enroll their children, according to court records. There was no child at Smart Therapy was not able to get qualified for autism services, according to the indictment. Parents often threatened to take their children to other autism centers if they did not receive higher kickbacks from Smart Therapy. Okay, let me stop right there. Do you see an implication there?
Yeah. Tell me what.
Okay, here's the implication I see. Parents of children who were blessed enough not to have children with autism were essentially saying to son, if you don't give me enough money, I'll take my non-autism kid to another fraudulent autism center that'll pay me more.
Mm-hmm. I initially thought that she drew in innocent parents and then turned them into criminals.
Yeah. Well, and when they became criminals, they threatened to take their children to another autism center if they didn't receive a higher kickback from Smart Therapy.
Yep, we're on the same page, yep.
That's according to the court filing.
Yep.
Several families ultimately left after being offered larger payments by other centers.
Stop. That's our next page, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So she's just this is the little tip of the iceberg sticking out of the ocean.
Like they're negotiating buying a house.
Right. Yes.
Exactly. Or getting a job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Federal prosecutors said Smart Therapy often employed Hassan's 18 and 19-year-old relatives as behavioral technicians with no formal education beyond high school or no training related to autism treatment. The center also billed the state for services rendered by providers who were outside the country at the time or sometimes not on the clinic's payroll. Transportation services were also billed for drivers who dropped off children in the morning and picked them up in the evening. As part of the fraud scheme, the drivers were on the Smart Therapy payroll, the charges said. Prosecutors said that within the same time period, Hassan emitted fraudulent reimbursement requests from the federal childhood nutrition program. So she's not only a champion, she's a double dipper. She was getting it from the food and the autism and Medicaid.
Well done.
Yeah.
She claimed that that she was serving 200,000 meals to children in 1 year. And there I go back to the betrayal of the people working for us in the state of Minnesota. I can't believe you were stupid enough to believe that she, among many others, was claiming to feed children, 200,000 children a year. You would have noticed that, but you betrayed us.
Wow.
She requested $465,000 in reimbursements under the sponsorship of Feeding Our Future.
Joe, if I had seen this scheme on The Sopranos, I would have turned the TV off and said, nope, nope.
Fake. Could never happen. Could never happen.
Yeah.
The Feeding Our Future case unearthed connections that led the investigators to the autism provider fraud, search warrant affidavits said, which culminated in the federal raid of Smart Therapy and another provider last December. Similar to the state's housing program, the number of autism providers quickly grew over the years. Oh, Mother of God, are you ready? From 41 providers in 2018 to 328 providers in 2023.
These kids are coming out of the woodwork with autism.
Spending by Feeding Our Future also dramatically increased from dispersing $3.4 million in 2019 to $200 million in 2021.
Full throttle, baby. Foot to the floor.
Thompson previously called the fraud cases a wholesale attack on Minnesota's programs that show the system's state of, boy, they're echoing my thinking of betrayal, that show the system's system of trust for its social services no longer works. These programs have been abused over and over to the point where fraud has overtaken legitimate services, Thompson said. That's your U.S. attorney. That's not your podcast host.
You know what?
Hey, if you don't like America, then you can get it.
My laughing is simply a defense mechanism.
It's laughing of affectation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I really am indignant. I can't believe this happened. I can't believe he's running for another term. I can't believe he hasn't acted like a man and stepped up and said, you know what? This happened under my watch. I screwed up. I'm out of here. I can't believe that.
And last week, I had to write the quarterly check to the state of Minnesota.
And I hope it wasn't $2 under, because they'll threaten to take away your home if it was.
I feel